Chase is out for the season. It's a lower leg injury, and it's a shame. I mean, he played lights out in this game and was really, I mean, just phenomenal with his play. And so it's a setback for us, but it's next man up. And Tevin, who was taking some reps at linebacker last week as well, will move back to safety now full time. And he and Jason Thompson will need to step up and pick up the slack there.
Just circling back to Chase for a second. Does he require surgery? Is there?
It's looking like it, but we don't know for sure. There's more determination that's being made today, but we know for sure he's out for the rest of the year, no matter whether it's surgical or non-surgical.
How does this impact his long-term, where he plays, anything like that? Just kind of how does this affect his long-term prognosis?
I don't think it has any impact on that decision, and me and Chase will sit down, and I think last week, I said we're going to let Chase decide. He said we're going to let the coaches decide. So we'll be on the same page. Bottom line is he's going to be on the field somewhere for us next year, and whether it's quarterback or safety or whatever, he's going to be a starter, and we've just got to make the determination in the offseason what we're going to focus on with him. As far as the balance, I think we're pretty balanced this game. We need to be more productive throwing the football. I still think 2.25 is about our 225 yards is about our number. That when we get to that offensively, we're much better, and so we're not as one-dimensional. So I think we're about 75 yards shy of that this week. But I think we threw. I think it was 20. How many times did we throw? 30, 29, 30, 31. Anyway,
25.
25.
I think it was 12 to 25.
Okay, well, it was better. Last week it was less than that. So we're looking for balance, and we weren't as efficient throwing the ball this week either. I think we were down 50 percentile in completions, which is not good enough. But again, that's probably the best defense we faced this year. That is either that or USC's, and so it was some tough sledding there for a while.
Arizona's had 3 straight games where they had a 200-yard rushing performance against you. What is it that they do running the ball that makes them difficult for you?
Well, first of all, the O-line play is exceptional. They're very well coached on the offensive line. Rich Rod has got a great grasp of the spread run game, and I think they're second in the league right now in rushing 200, just over 200 yards a game. Second in the league in total offense, over 500 yards a game. So they do a great job offensively, and really it's the way the zone read is what's hurt us the last several years, and the way their offensive line blocks it. They do a great job. The quarterback reads it exceptionally well, and they've had running backs that are very good in that style of offense.
Arizona's trying to get bowl eligible with only a couple of games left on the schedule. How determined and focused are the Utes going to have to be this weekend to be able to take them down in Arizona?
They've had our number the last 3 years, so there's no chance of us overlooking these guys. We've got to be at our best. They've got us, like I said, 3 years in a row, and they're a team that's very dangerous. I mean, they played USC. They're leading in the fourth quarter against USC last week, and USC ended up pulling away. But we're going to have to play our best football just like every week.
Hunter Dimick off the depth chart this week. What's the logic there of moving him down?
Well, he's just not ready to play. Yeah, it's a physical thing.
Not this week.
Doesn't look like it, but I wouldn't rule him completely out, but I think it's a long shot.
On the flip side, you've always been known for a stout rushing defense.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona's been better the last few years, but you're better this year against the run by 34 yards a game average. Is there anything that you're doing different, or what's contributing to that?
Well, excellent defensive line play. We know we're strong up front. Excellent linebacker play, and so you combine that, and that's a pretty good starting point to be good against the run. Then our schemes, Coach Pease and the defensive staff are doing a really nice job of making sure schematically that we're sound every week, and we have enough bodies in the box to defend what we got to defend in the run game.
With so many returners on Arizona, and Solomon and Nick Wilson, you kind of surprised that they're 2-5 in the Pac-12, and these are the defending champions.
Well, the Pac-12, any week, as I say every single week, any week anybody can beat anybody else, and the margin between winning and losing is razor thin. And they've played some good football. They've just they didn't play so well against Washington. I mean, that was probably their least productive game of the year. But you just look across the board here, and just about anybody can beat just about anybody else. So, well, they've been going. In addition to that, they've been splitting quarterback time lately, also with Solomon and the other kid, and so. We just know that overall, just generally speaking, they're run first team. That's what they want to do is put a bunch of rushing yardage on you and then mix in the action pass and some drop back. But we just we focus on what we got to do schematically, and sure it matters which guys are playing, which aren't playing, but we've just got to. We have not done a good job, no matter what the circumstances have been the last 3 years against those guys, and so we got to focus on us and make sure we're gap sound and doing the things we need to do to play good defense. Stakes get higher every week. I tell our team that all the time. That hey, the deeper we get into this, the bigger the situation, and that's why you play the game, to be in situations like this. You want to be in these type of situations, and so. And the best thing right now is we control our own destiny, and that's something that is the most important factor in the whole thing. Going into week 9 or week 10, I guess now going into week 10, we control our own destiny, and you couldn't ask for anything more than that at this point in the season.